All right, y'all. It's Sunday. We back. I'm back. I know you missed us. Um, Waiting for Cassie to get on in here. Get my life adjusted. Boom, boom. Hopping in here. Man. Oh my goodness. Let me get Cassie in here. Yeah, y'all. I'm trying. What's happening? Okay, there it is.
Well, hello.
Um, Good evening, Mr. Alex. And no more YouTube. We decided to go back to where the OG fans was and is and forever will be. And this is a little bit easier for us. So this is where we're at. And so happy to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome. It is Sunday, October the 22nd this year. Wow, 2023. Welcome to the Zodiac Chatline. I am your host, Tanae. And as always, my lovely, lovely sister co-host, Cassie Girl.
What's
How
up?
are you?
I'm good. I'm making it. I'm making it through. Making our way through autumn. Excited to move into another water sign. I'm a fan of a water sign transit. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a fan of this water sign transit. Most people may not be, but me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
living for that Scorpio energy. I feel like Libra season, like that girl came and went. Like that was really quick. And she left her mark. In so many ways. I think that we found a lot of justice in places we were not expecting it, and kind of all the truths continuing to show themselves. You know, you and I have had many discussions about the states of the world uh, in general, but just as of recently, and just a lot of the extreme isms that is everywhere. It is quite rampant where we are in the United States within one particular political party. Just the extremisms of following an orange Cheeto and just,
Just right
um,
off a cliff.
truths being told to their faces. And it's like, what do you mean? There's just no possible way. But okay. Lauren Boebert up in a movie theater. Uh, just
Did that
saying,
happen
like,
in Libra season? That feels like it was 100 years ago. That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, we pick and choose rules. But as we can see, Trump still has all the legal problems and people telling on him. So we'll see how well that works out.
Yeah.
They also ousted McCarthy.
With
So
no plan. None
as
at all.
we can
Just
see,
burn the house down. Give
um,
them.
Jim KKK Jordan failed 3 times. Um, so I don't know what they're doing. Nobody does. But let's just also give it up for Hakeem Jeffries, AOC, and Katie Porter. Stay with receipts and stay letting these fools know it's just not the one. Yeah, I mean,
No, if it weren't like so dark and there wasn't so much at stake in the world and in our country right now, it would be very funny what's happening. But there is, so it's not. Because of course
terrifying.
the other the story, the thing of Libra season has been the conflict in Gaza and in Palestine and Israel, and it this shit is so fucked up, man. And it's just like the power hungry individuals, money hungry individuals cloaking themselves in religion or whatever thing to try and accrue more money and power, and on the backs of just the most vulnerable people and women and children. And we just need to stand with oppressed people everywhere and, you know, say fuck your power struggles. We're not about it. Like, there's too much at stake for us to be fucking worried about other people's religions. Like, you and I grew up in Metro Detroit, where we have very large populations of all the Abrahamic religions, Christians, Muslims, and Jews, right? Like, and we are proof that you can just live next door to motherfuckers. It doesn't really matter. Like,
I mean, that's what I mean. Everybody, the Chaldeans, there's Arabs, there are. I mean, everybody. That's what it is. Metro Detroit, a metropolis of Southern Baptist. My grandma was not. I'm like, I'm with you. And Cass and I have really, we talked about this and how to really address this, because I think a lot of people don't want it to be addressed, or kind of hide behind how it is to be addressed. But we did also notice that the original Israeli and Palestine conflict began in 2008. And
well,
what we
we should say the original conflict between Israel and Palestine.
Okay.
It's like the
Let
longest
me,
time ago.
okay.
But the
Not
last
original. Sorry,
the
the
last
last.
major
Yes.
ground
There we
conflict
go.
between Israel and Palestine was, yes, late 2008.
Yes, 2008, when Capricorn moved into lovely Pluto. And we are back there again, but towards the end. And I believe that this, because the last one I believe ended, it started in like December of 2008 and only lasted till like January, February 2009. It was a very short
Yeah, it was
war.
22 days, and it was, the very end of
Yeah.
December and into January 2028,
I don't
2009.
think that this will be the same result. Unfortunately, I think it will go longer, because I don't see the people in Gaza, which they shouldn't, giving up, because like we talked about earlier, they're trapped.
Yeah.
And if you're trapped, you have nothing else to lose. So why not go for it? And as we can see, every bit of patriarchal reign in all different facets continues to just crumble and move away, because everybody is looking, everybody knows, like we talked about, especially with the planet, like we all are either gonna make it or we all not gonna make it. So I'm not sure what else needs to be said, but at this point, honestly, educate yourself on it, because I don't feel as educated on the entire process, but I do take the time to try and read and understand what's actually happening. But don't believe everything that you see and read. There's a lot of narratives that are being filtered towards Americans. And so it's up to you to kind of educate yourself and understand what's really going on. And as Cassie said, I will definitely reiterate it. We always stand with the oppressed.
Yeah. I think, we all have to be able to do a few things in this moment, or if we want to come out of it, I don't know, with hope or happiness, is like just to keep our hearts with the people the victims, the oppressed people, the people that are suffering, who want nothing to do with any of this bullshit, and question any and every piece of information you see that villainizes one specific side of this, and elevates the other side without really thoughtfully breaking down both. Like, it's just, I was reading an article today that popped up in my news app from the Wall Street Journal, and it was talking about, Israeli forces moving in on the ground, and it was like 2 Israeli soldiers died, and then later in the paragraph it's like, and Palestinian casualties continue to pile up. Wait a minute. Okay, you just called out that 2 specific soldiers died on one side, and you described the other side as piling up. Like, how many of them were there? They are people too. Each one of those people is also a person. Like,
Yeah, And that's
What?
the part, yeah, with wars is like we don't see the children and the civilians as just they're considered casualties of war instead
Mm-hmm.
of human beings who had lives, who had families, who went to school, who had dreams, who had hobbies, like deserved to have the right to live
Yeah. And I
peacefully.
think
And
as
just
we, we're
war.
moving into this Pluto and Aquarius era, and I do think that with the younger generations for sure, we'll give our Zennial selves, the Gen Xers and the millennials and on down, like we don't want any part of this. We're much less religious than our parents and grandparents. And if you look around the world, the countries that are most religious are the ones that are the most violent. Religion is a fine and wonderful thing for individuals and even for small community groups. It is a devastating force for governments. Like, point blank, it should have nothing to fucking do with your government.
Nope.
Nothing at
Nope.
all. Because why the fuck do I care?
Who
Why do I
no
care? Why should
who
you care?
what God you praying to is yours, and your faith and your how your relationship with God is very individualized. Even if you follow religion, you should still have your own individual relationship with whatever higher power you look to, and you shouldn't be forcing other people or telling other people why they should believe how you believe. You don't know their lives, you're not living their lives, and it doesn't mean that their lives are any better or worse off. You indoctrinating all of these people to believe this, well, anyway, free Palestine. Um, so for the upcoming astrology for the rest of this week, and that's right, Coraline, that's your business, but
Mm,
not here. Um, I want to start off with I like this, and I'm gonna say it, okay, Cassie. If you
say
beat
it.
a cash, I'll beat a rubber band. If you beat a match, I'll beat a fuse. Boom. Famous words spoken by Mr. Miguel, the singer. That is a strong Scorpio man that is describing this week's astrology. You know what I'm saying? Cassie had no idea where that was going, but
Did
it's
not. I love it though. I'm glad we
um
landed here.
we had Mercury move into Scorpio today. The sun, so technically we're in Libra season, but guess what? We're in Scorpio season here at the Zodiac Chatline. Scorpio, sun moving there tomorrow. Mars is already in Scorpio, but Saturday, what happens on Saturday, Cassie? Tell the lovely people.
Oh boy, this is our biggest transit of Scorpio season, y'all. We have a full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus, Scorpio's sexy opposite. And this is the end, the last bit of this Taurus Scorpio eclipse energy that we have been rocking for 2 years almost. So all our fixed sign friends, you're getting a little bit of a break, get a little breather. It's been rough for you these past couple of years. So yeah, look for that day. That's going to be a great day to really release. Look back. The first eclipse in this cycle happened in November 2021. So think back to what you were up to, maybe what you were initiating and what you were worrying about, and see if you can follow that through till now and think to yourself, what can I let go of? Like, where have I grown? What last bit of this, like, snake skin do I need to shed to just move into the next phase? Because as we're in this North Node in Aries, this is a you era. So it's going to be all about you and figuring your shit out and doing your best. So you want to get rid of anything left that anybody else threw at you.
And if you don't get rid of it, the universe will help you out.
Yeah, the eclipse will help you get rid of it for sure.
Um, and we still also have Uranus and Jupiter retrograde in Taurus, and and Saturn and Neptune still retrograde in Pisces. Although I believe Saturn is going direct in about a couple of weeks, but
The
y'all
fourth.
just tread lightly. I think this week is really a safe theme, because it will be a lot of intense energy, feelings that may not quite be worked all the way out come the full moon, and you might need some time after that. So give yourself grace and everyone around you a little bit of extra grace this week, because I think Saturday is going to be interesting,
Yeah.
coming up on Halloween.
Scorpio season in general is a good lay low season. Scorpio season is a time to take naps because you'll probably get visited by dead relatives in your dreams. Have just like quiet nights, read a book, like go within, work on a project. Like it's not a while out, go be doing a lot of extra stuff type of season. Okay,
So,
Coral, you'll get to burn it down in Sagittarius season. That's what Sagittarius season is for.
But after Scorpio season,
yeah.
After that, then there comes Sag season. So that's when you can,
Yes, that's what Sagittarius season for, baby. Like
have fun.
you tried to make everyone happy in Libra season, realized you couldn't, said fuck it, took a nap for Scorpio season, and then you wake up ready to go for Sagittarius season.
All day. Stay on 20. Tell me a Sag that don't stay on 10 all day. Okay. So today we have some lovely, amazing guests. Before we do this, make sure you go tell all your friends about us. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel because you can see this there. But, follow us. We're on the TikTok. We're on all the stuff. So send us messages. Email us.
If more of you follow us, we'll be on here more. So,
Holler at us. Holler at your friends. I be out everywhere telling people, like, what do you do? Oh, well, my friend and I do a show. They're like, oh my God, astrology. And then I think they forget about it, but it's fine. At least it's word of mouth. But anyways, we have some lovely guests on today. Our first guest, Nicole. Cassie will introduce.
Nicole is a Scorpio sun, Leo moon, and a Sagittarius rising. So a very burn it down Scorpio herself. She is a badass mama and musician, and she's out here fighting for all of our rights to earn a living wage by being part of hot labor summer. So please welcome Nicole.
I know.
We're trying to get the tech working.
You know how we do here when you're born in the late 1900s.
Yeah.
And while
who needs
that's
a
working,
winter internship?
While
we need a youth.
Working. Our second guest is the lovely Starla. Starla is a Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus. Nicole is a Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius. But lovely Starla should be joining us in a moment here too. She is a world, and when I say world renowned traveler, author, as well as a badass, a mom. She just moved, and I miss her. And she's always fighting for her right to be the baddest bitch on the planet. So as soon as we can get these people to hit that join, it should pop up.
Typical Scorpio season's like, no, you don't get to talk to my people. You don't get to talk to my Scorpios this Scorpio season.
Live. Okay.
Cool.
Boom. It's okay. Guess what? I'm gonna make
We got it. We got this. Oh, somebody's joining. Oh, hey.
Oh, I'm just making them join. I'm just figuring it out. You know what? This is what we're going to do from now on because this is what's going to work. Because here comes what? Our girl, Nicole.
I was about to shit my pants. I'm like, I swear to God, did I miss something?
We're not.
No.
Guess what?
No.
You know what? In the future, I figured it out. See, this is why we do this live.
Yeah. Just to test the limits of our own blood pressure medication. That's why we do this live.
Like I said, the late 1900s. Okay. So. All right.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. And it looks like you got some people that just hopped in. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Because we don't know y'all, but you know them. So thank you for hopping in. So, guys, welcome to our show. Thank you both so much for spending time with us on a lovely Sunday evening.
Thank you.
You guys are the two Scorpios that agreed, so we appreciate that. We were a little nervous at first, but hey, you guys were like, why
You
not?
also, to be fair, were our two top picks, so,
Obviously.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you know. So we just want to welcome you. We're just going to get started. talking about it. So we decided, for everybody that is watching, hey BFF to Starla girl, that
Yeah.
our Scorpio season theme would be secret, because Scorpios be keeping all the secrets. They are the investigators to finding all of the secrets. But you can't tell they secrets. But it's cool. It's cool. We rocks with a good Scorpio. So the definitions we found for Scorpio, same, for secret is something that is kept or meant to be kept unknown or unseen by others, conducted with or marked by hidden aims or methods, designed to elude detection, revealed only to the initiated. So those were some lovely God, Jesus, secret definitions. I know, I'm super excited right now. We're just gonna start with the questions because I don't know what else to do. So we're gonna start with the first one. Growing up, and I'm gonna shoot this to you, Starla, because I can. Growing up, who did you confide in?
So, growing up, my family was super amazing. Loved them still. But for some reason, I was always just very, I always confided in my friends. Like, it's funny, my friend DC Happy's on here. So her and her older sister, we have known each other our whole lives. My parents were at her parents' weddings. So it was like, I mean, she's like my sister. She's like family, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, she's still my friend. So like, I felt myself always confiding more in my friends. And it was just one of those things where like, and I'm sure we'll all touch on this, but like being a Scorpio, secrets are like, they're just like part of my being. Right. It's kind of like I might, I can be on here and be like, oh yeah, I could share some secrets with you, but really, I mean, I might not be. I might be lying. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just kind of part of me. I am pretty secretive in general, and I mean, my best friend that's on here, DC, she texted me a couple weeks ago because I was sick and having some health problems, right? And like, I got to tell my mom, and then my mom tells her best friend, and then her best friend tells Debbie, and I'm like, oh, now she knows. It's like, she's like, why did you tell me? And it's like, I'm just, in general, I'm just a secretive person. But I think that's one of the fun things about being a Scorpio, because people can tell me secrets and they will stay with me. That was part of my thing of being a bartender. You can tell me anything. One, because I'm going to forget. Like, I'm really not going to remember anything you tell me. So tell me whatever you want. I'm not even going to remember to tell your secret. But like, people tell me secrets and I'm like, yeah, we're good. It's going to stick with me. But you're right. What you said earlier tonight, like, we have our secrets. So it's like, we'll take them all in, but we kind of keep them, and we don't really, tell what we got going on inside. So anyways, that's my answer.
I love it. I love it. Same question to you, Miss Nicole.
So I confided a lot in an aunt of mine who is dearly departed. She passed away in 2004, early 2004. And so she kind of same thing. I mean, she would tell me a lot of things. I would tell her a lot of things. We'd keep them, between us. She was actually more of like a mother age to me. But anyway, so her and a cousin of mine, my cousin Courtney, she's more like a sister to me. So those were my two people. But I am, kind of like Starla was saying, like anything you tell me is steel trap. I'll take everything to the grave. I don't care if it was what you ate for lunch. I'm not telling anybody about it. But I've been burned a couple times kind of oversharing. And so I learned that lesson. And that's when I started really like, I will pick and choose who I disclose everything to, because it's people do your ass dirty, man. So
say it, girl. Listen, spoken like she said, bitch, said do you dirty. All right, Cassie.
Oh my God, I told everything to my mom. I still tell everything to mom. You tell me what you had for lunch, I'm telling my mom what you had for lunch. Like, I don't, like, when I was a kid, I felt like a secret was like a weight on my soul. Like, I could not, like, I hated, anymore, I can. Like, if somebody tells me something in confidence, like, I'm fine keeping that to myself. Like, if it's not somebody who he's immediately going to care about, like I might tell my husband, because it's like in court he doesn't even have to testify against me. Like who's he going to tell? You know what I'm saying? But like
Always
there's
on the
something,
legal angle.
but like, but always growing up, oh my God, like I told my mom everything, and my mom would just be like, okay, like, you know, like okay, it's
Yeah, but I'm
right.
sure she was relieved because she knew, like, she's like, well, at least I know what this
Oh
fool
yeah.
is doing today.
Yeah, exactly. Like she didn't have to tell any of her other kids, like, you know, it's okay if you can stop doing your homework and go out tonight. Like, it's like, I don't know. I better not. What about you tonight?
You know, no one. I was an only child, and I also, my mom told everything. Okay, so if I took a fart, like everybody in my family knew. And I mean, yes, I'm saying it trivially, but I mean, like, you know, when I started my cycle, my mama told everybody. I was 11, like, you know. So I didn't really grow up with a very comfortable, safe space, to be honest. And like, so I mean, you know, I didn't come out till I was later, and even that was like a struggle. So I confided in myself. I mean, honestly, like,
Now that
you
is
know,
spoken like a true Aquarius right there. You know who's the best person to tell this to? Me. I'll know exactly what to say to this.
This might be a little bit of a deep question today, but did that get lonely? Was that a lonely feeling?
I don't think I ever recognized it as loneliness because it was how my world was. Like I didn't, and you know, my mom passed away when I was 19. So like I have lived a life of like having to be self-sufficient and being alone and relying on myself. And like that was the first instance of learning, like, even if I were to confide, my mom was gone so early, like I didn't have that emotional safety, if that, yeah. But girl, we can go deep, girl. You know, it's you. You're still proud. Not the rest of the world.
Yes.
But yeah,
And
I
you
don't know.
too, the internet.
Yeah, I have said some things. Don't care.
Oh yeah, go back
So,
and watch any of our old episodes. Like,
You know,
those crazy things.
Tanae, you had somebody join on here. He's the Viking. Do you remember Henry? Henry Alex McLean? Do you remember
Henry.
him? It's been a minute, but I think y'all worked at Front Page News at different times. But I just wanted to give a shout out to him because I've actually never met anybody who, I mean, he could keep a secret. But, you know, we were talking earlier about just like sharing your secrets with somebody. I mean, I've had more conversations with that guy, and he's on here. So I want to give him a shout out. Like, hey, thank you for making me a still trap. He's part of the
Yes,
reason.
we love
You know?
it. Thank
I
you.
mean, he gave
Shout
me all
out
the
Henry.
facts.
Shout out Henry. If you remember me, let me know. I do partake in the devil's lettuce, so Cassie, you got another
I do. Okay, so Scorpios are known to be able to read people really well and like tell if anything is off with them. But I'm curious if anyone has successfully ever like duped you or gotten one over on you, fooled you. Nicole, you want to take this one first?
I'm very naive when it like if somebody comes to me and tells me like who they are as a type of person they'll present to me like I truly believe that people when they tell you who they are it's like who they want to be. Like I really truly feel like oh I'm this and I like to do these things and these activities and I take care of XYZ. And I think because when somebody meets you for the first time they obviously are putting their best foot forward, but they want to be that person and they're just fucking not. They never are, you know. But I'm the one who's like, oh, but you said you were this, and I'll let you keep making me fucking think that for like 10 years. Like, I mean, this is like beyond a fool me once, fool me twice. Like, I will just let you keep fucking fooling me because I believe you're gonna do it, and I'll always try to find the excuse for you. I'll make the excuse. I mean, I really fucking suck with that really bad. But I can't help it. I don't know what it is. I've always been like that, and So, so
Aw.
internet, if you really want, you want someone to
It's that
continually gas you up, whether deserve it or not, I'll fucking do it
it's that
all day.
Leo moon, that Leo
Mm.
moon. Yes.
Yeah, that's real. That's
Love so big, but gassing folks up, girl. But it's a
mm.
I
placement.
That's,
All
yeah, I'm a
right,
we've all
Starla.
been
I hope
professional
you
ego
find the
stroker is me.
you said what?
I'm a
I said
professional ego
all been
stroker.
duped. We've we've all been duped
Sorry.
in love at some point, right?
Mm.
Like I feel like
Mm.
that's something we could all. I mean, that would be my main one. Just thinking that they loved me in a certain way, that I love them, and then feeling duped later on when you're like, oh, like we didn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
Yeah.
Scorpio, we do fall hard when we fall, and we are loyal, and that loyalty sometimes
Mhm.
in trouble because we just see the best in people. I mean, I guess that's a good thing to do anyways, regardless in life, seeing the best in people. But yeah, I think I've got duped a couple times in love, and in other instances in life, sometimes I just catch myself not caring, like if I got duped. So I'm just like, it's
Ugh.
okay.
Teach me your
But
ways,
Would that I
Starla. I
could,
can,
yeah, no doubt.
I wish I could be like, that's fine. Like in the corner vomiting about it for weeks. Like, oh God, not again.
when's your birthday?
November 5th,
Fifth? Okay.
1985.
Okay.
What's
I'm
yours?
12. November 12th.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
close.
All right. So we're not too far.
Mm-hmm.
We're early Scorpios.
Yeah. I learned a lot about being a Scorpio from Tanae when she wrote me a whole book like 12 years ago, right? Maybe like 12 to 15 years ago. I mean, just really just breaking it down for me. And that was pretty amazing when you did that, Tanae. Are you still doing that?
I am, and I'm working on making it an actual thing. But you
That's
are a friend.
awesome.
Like everybody that's gotten them has been my like friends, and that's my nerdy way of getting to know my friends. And so yeah, now I'm trying to get paid. But before, y'all my people and y'all my best guinea pigs. In the famous words of Milton, it's an experiment. We'll see what happens. Sorry, if none of you watch Love is Blind, I get it. Okay, so I will say this. I would say that I don't think I was successfully duped for long because I've always been shown the lie, and I've always caught people in their lies, and I will pretend like I don't see nothing, and then I will be plotting in the background and making chess moves, and it every single time it's never failed. I might have been duped for a minute, but I always caught on, or something like, unlike you, Nicole, like I hear what people tell me, but I watch like exactly how they express what they're telling me, as in like body language, tone, the words they use, the stories that they tell, how the stories are told. If I've heard the story over and over and it changed every other time, I'm
Yeah.
like, how much of the story actually happened? But not that I suspect everybody, but I'm curious about people.
It's a
Skeptical.
good way to be.
Nicole, I am so with you. I am right there in the like it's actually, I think it's like an inverse relationship. The less I know you, the more skeptical I am of you, but the more I get to know you and the more you keep coming around, the more I want to believe in the best version of you.
Right.
And because I want to believe in the best version of people, people tend to show me the best versions of themselves, but then it's like you find out the way they act when you're not around, and then you start noticing other stuff and you're just like, you're terrible. Why didn't I
Yeah.
realize you were terrible? Like, it's rough. It's
I think
really rough.
I think the hard thing with it too is like even after I've been more than shown that somebody is a shitbag, I will still like wait around, but like they were so good here, like wait for it to come back
Yeah.
around, and it's like what?
Hmm.
It's always a waste of time. We all know that. Like when someone's
Yeah.
really shown their true colors, like don't I had a friend tell me once that, when somebody tells you who they are, you listen. Like listen. And
They
I won't.
say,
I'm
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
if somebody
oh,
shows you, don't try and
yeah.
paint them another way, because
Oh, and I'm fucking
it's
Picasso, girl. I will absolutely paint this whole. It's
she said
depressing.
Oh,
Picasso.
I agree
That's
with
looking a little
Starla. I
wicked.
think on the overall, it's like better to believe the best of people and like than not. I wouldn't want to
Oh
go
yeah.
around this life just assuming Nay, assuming everybody was their worst self and like every motivation was,
I don't assume
you know,
everybody, but certain people continue to prove that they are shitty.
well, no, that's true. And like,
Yeah.
you know, part of it is you just, I don't know. It's, for me, I'm grateful that the older I get, the easier it seems to be to take things less personally. I just remember that almost nothing is ever about me. So like, it's easier to let go of whatever the fuck else people are up to. It's just like, oh wow, you are shitty. But it's less vomiting in the corner than it was in my 20s when it very much was that. Like, but it's really hard because I try to be my best self, you know? And I try to give nice stuff out.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm with you. I try to meet people equally as a soul.
Yeah.
And like, no judgments. Whatever the skin suit is, it is what it is. But I just try and meet you where you are. But like, don't say no weird shit. I'll be like, what you because, you know, if you repeat weird shit, if somebody says something weird, you repeat it back to them, and then they hear out loud, actually, you know, you're used to hearing your voice. So sometimes you don't hear the dumb shit you say, and somebody else hears, and they're like, wait a minute, that's unfamiliar. And then they repeat it, and then you hear, you're like, damn, that does sound fucked up. Then you're like, oops, you know, but I don't know. Anyways, you go ahead with the next question, Cassie, because I think you're going to pick a good one.
Oh, sure. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
This is, we have 3 good ones left. All right. How do you know when you need to reveal a secret?
How do you know?
I'll go first. I'll go first and let you guys think about it for a second.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a circumstance where somebody was going to be like immediate harm or death, or a child was involved. I would have a very hard time not saying something if a child, especially one that like I knew, I'd be get my bail money ready. Like, I don't play that shit.
Yeah.
But I think that to me, it would have to be something where like it is detrimental to somebody for me not to say something.
Yeah.
And even if like that person gets mad about it, if it's going to save them from something that's way worse than me just sharing it, like, I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I'm with you. Immediate danger. If there's some sort of danger, then obviously it's okay. Now you would have to reveal that. You're responsible at that point.
Yeah.
But anything else, I don't.
Girl, what secret? I don't remember us talking about that.
Right.
Huh?
I'm going to agree with both of you ladies, but at the same time, if it's not anything that's like really going to hurt anybody, I mean, I do have a go-to friend that like, if it's like really good tea that I need to tell her and it's not like hurting anybody, like, I mean, I'm going to go tell her.
Is she another steel trap? Like, she's someone that, you can tell her and she's not going to say anything? Then yeah, you gotta.
Crap. I mean, we've had 40 years of repetition of me telling her something and it never getting out. So it's good. It would be like me telling a wall. But there's something like sometimes when you can share a little bit of tea with your girl, it just feels good.
Girl, trust me, I know.
Absolutely. All of that. When I guess, if it's an immediate danger to them, you feel like it's somehow compromising yourself morally to like not say something. Like, I don't know. There's not too many circumstances where for me personally, that I can think of where I'd have to be like I'd really have to weigh it. Like, maybe if I was friends with a married couple and one of them told me they cheated on the other one, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, I'm friends with both of you. How do I treat that? I hope I'm never put in that position. That would be really awkward.
Nope. Even that one. That's same. Yeah. If
I'll stay out of that.
Got nothing to fucking do with me. Nothing to do with me.
Because we can see right now, we live in the chat to Will and Jada's mess, and don't nobody give a damn. So I'm just girl, that's your business. I don't care. Nope.
Why'd you tell me that? Why'd you tell me that?
Don't get caught anyway.
True.
Like,
True.
And I would just be looking at them like, Now you know how I feel. I'm just gonna judge you right here in your face. Like, really? Why don't you just break up? That's just disrespectful. But okay. I hope that, and then show me a picture of a raggedy hoe. Like,
Oh.
okay, I'm sorry. I'm just joking. Uh, um. Okay, so this question is just for you two for right now. And then if Cassie wants to ask another one after this, that's fine. But I just want you guys to answer this. What is a Scorpio's secret sauce?
Fuck.
I can tell you that a Cancer's
right
secret
there.
sauce is just tears. It's mostly just a vial of tears that we pour and everything.
I mean, do you mean literally? Like, because I can tell you it's ranch dressing if you want it. But like,
I really love Dave's insanity. Is that what
Yeah.
we're like, what kind of sauce we talking?
Wait, what did you say? Days and insanity?
Dave, it's a hot sauce.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dave, you talking about famous Dave?
Front page news back in the day.
oh my God. First of all, I love that y'all was like, we ain't telling you the secret to shit, but we're going to tell you about some hot sauce and ranch.
We're really good. No, that's not the word.
Write this down. Write it down.
I want to answer a question. Guess what? That question never existed, and I will pivot. And you won't even. You forget the question you asked.
Right.
I will pivot so hard.
Okay,
that was
a big
pro level
Yeah.
Scorpioing right there from both of you.
So you got me. Okay, Cassie, go ahead.
All right, yeah, just for that, you are getting the last deep question. You did this to yourselves. No, I'm just kidding. So how has a secret transformed you? Or maybe like tell us a time a secret transformed you.
What do you think?
Go on, Starla. You first.
And, you know, without telling the secret, there is I do feel like in my life it kind of transformed me into feeling like I lived two lives. You know, like just because, and let me say it like this, you know, we can go back to family, right? There may be a part of your life that I'm not saying you're living it in any kind of doing anything wrong per se, but it doesn't meet the expectations of a close family member or a close friend or something like that. And so it's like, it's not like you're keeping a secret per se, but it's like so that you can keep that bond strong with that particular part of your family, you just keep stuff to yourself, something else that you may do. So there have been moments in life where I kept something from my family, but not from my friends, because like my restaurant world friends, don't get me wrong, I love all my friends, but my restaurant, I've never met a group of people that were so non-judgmental. Like restaurant people they accepted me, and it was like, it was such a different world. But you know, again, my family's got my back, but I just didn't want to, you know, say things and do things to disappoint them and ruin that relationship. So I kind of did break off and kind of lived two different lives there for a while. And so it kind of transformed into like, who am I today? You know, so it did take a bit of a toll, you know, for a minute. I feel in a good place now because I feel like my friends and my family both see me and get me, and it's almost one. It's almost one, but there was a time where I felt like it was two, and that kind of transformed my life a bit.
Oh, girl, thank you for sharing.
That's a very fascinating answer. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thanks, girl.
Damn. Well, anyway, no, I'm not following that up. No.
You told her to go first.
I did. I blew it. Mine is much more fickle than that. But no. My family on both sides really. Everybody kind of tended to play a lot of things close to the chest. A lot of times it was them avoiding telling certain things so that nobody worried about them. And my aunt, who I was saying that I confided in quite a bit, you know, when I was younger, she had a pretty huge health secret, but did disclose it to me and another family member and made us swear to secrecy because she swore it was nothing, you know. And I was about 14, 15 years old, so I didn't really understand like the gravity of the situation. And it it ended up ultimately being what took her life. She had cancer, and she had detected it very early and was, I don't know if she's in denial or if she just was like, I don't want to face that. I mean, there are any number of things, whatever, scared maybe to find out the truth, but by the time she did finally address it, it was too late. And I always carried a lot of guilt over that for a long time. Like, I wish I would have said something, but she told me not to tell him. Like, we don't tell secrets. You don't fucking do that. You know what I mean? And I think that was probably one of the biggest. That one. And now I find myself, like, my mom sometimes will hold off on telling me health information about herself strictly because she doesn't want me to worry. And that's how I think a lot of us are. You know, you don't want to make a big deal about something until after you already have all the facts or whatever, you know. And so, but then I'll find out from her. She's like, oh, they thought this, but it turned out it was nothing. I'm like, why the fuck wouldn't you tell? I'm almost 40 years old. Like, I'm a grown woman. You have to tell me something. You'd be so mad at me if I did that to you, you know? And a lot of my family's like that. A lot of them. And like I said, I do get it. You know, you feel like you're doing people a favor by not doing that. But yeah, in the end, you know, that one was rough. That one was super rough. I know that and this is really shitty to even follow up with. I feel like if I did know something was wrong with me, I would probably do the same thing. I would probably wait until I knew for sure. I don't want people, you know, freaking out about it, but I know how it makes me feel. And I know that having not said something to maybe the right people in my family to have like push her to go get treatment, you know? So anyway.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Thank you.
Debbie Downer here.
No. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? She's
big ups to what was her name?
Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Is my Aunt Kelly.
We love you here at the Zodiac Chatline. You're
Yeah.
part of the fam. Thank you so much for sharing. I really find that, like, worrying, if you can never control people's worry, and it's always like you want to protect them, and sometimes like trying to protect people from worry makes it worse because it's just like you're protecting them from something that is not that worry's made up, but it's like how we are processing what we're feeling about what the news we're getting, not what's actually, you know, happening. And I think you're right. I think a lot of people do that when it comes to health issues. Mainly is like nobody wants to burden anybody in the family, but it's like that's your family, and they want to be able to support you through that. So we thank you for sharing that.
And sorry for little you being put in such a terrible position. Like, that's just, that sucks.
It's, you know what, I think that a lot of, I don't know if you guys, like, as far as your parents and aunts and uncles, if they were like close in age to you, but a lot of my family's very young. Everyone's very young. Everyone, kids young, everybody, you know, I remember meeting my great grandmother, and a lot of people don't even know they're, you know, just regular grandparents. So I think because of that, because everybody was, you know, young parents, they spoke to my parents specifically, spoke to us like we were peers sometimes. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say necessarily like a detrimental way, but so that being said, like me at 14, I feel like I don't want to be like, oh, I was so mature at 14, because I fucking wasn't. But like, as far as like with certain emotions and being able to have conversation with adults, I think sometimes people forgot how old I was. You know what I mean? And so she confided in me like a friend, and you know, like I said, it was like although more the age of my parents, and sometimes I did look to her as a mother figure, it was more like, oh, just like my cool aunt, man. You know, we got to stay on it, but you know. But thank you. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what'd you say, Starla? Sorry.
I'm enjoying this. Yes, I'm just like, you know, y'all are getting into it deep. It's been a fun hour.
There was no way to make a Scorpio we pitched to each other so many different Scorpio season topics and like questions, and we were like, dude, there's no way to not invite them on for the most intense conversation ever. Like, we tried so hard to keep it light.
And we almost didn't pick this because we were like, they're not gonna tell us nothing anyway, but we were like, no, we gonna figure it out.
We really had to think about the question. But thank you guys so much for actually keep talking about some stuff, because like the thing is too, like, and it's been a joy about this project is like, you know, it's nice to hear other people express stuff that maybe you don't always hear people talk about out loud. And astrology, you know, believe it or don't believe it, whatever, we obviously know where we stand, but it's a great tool for self-exploration. And if those traits that you learn about yourself and your moon sign and your rising sign resonate with you and help you think about how you react to things and the patterns in your life and what you could change or tweak or lean into, like, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, man. Like, so thank you guys for chatting with us. So promote yourselves. Who wants to start or promote something, or don't tell the people not to find you, whatever you want. Starla, I'll let you go first.
Well, yeah. First of all, I was gonna say thank you both, or all three of you. I love that you guys are doing this, and it's so much fun just like to have some sort of community and even just talk with people. This is just really nice, and especially since I just moved out here to Seattle, Washington, I'm definitely missing my friends a bit, and so to see some faces and see Tanae's face, that we go way back 20 years, and so it's just this was so great. I loved every second of it. So thank you again, and thanks for being a badass show. Go women. And but I was gonna say I have been on a 2-month hiatus from my podcast because, well, one, I've been moving, and it was like way more work than I thought to move cross country. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be easy, but like it wasn't. So anyways, that's that. And then I did have like a little bit of health issues going on, which I'm not going to tell you about because like I wouldn't tell you anything like that, but it kind of put me back for a minute. But now I'm back in the game, and I'm going to start it back up next week, and it's called I Am Not Your Tour Guide. And I used to be a tour guide. I used to pretend like I was back in the day, 20 years ago, and I am not anymore. But I love hearing other people's stories. Like, I love hearing their experiences of travel and their version of what travel is, because there's so many versions. There's so many. You might like to backpack, or some people think, they're hustling up as a Hotel 6, and some people really love the luxury of it. So I do like hearing just versions of everybody and then really going into details and what it means to them. So we do get a little deep with it as well. It's, it's not just all superficial, travel talk. So anyways, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podcast Addict, the normal places you find your podcast. So again, I've got season 1 up. There's like 20 episodes, and I'm going to start season 2 next week. So check me out. Yay! And thank you ladies so much.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you. Obviously, same. Cassie and I go back pretty damn far. It's been a long time since we've seen each other in person, but yeah, I mean, God, that's over 20 years. Yeah, for sure.
Probably.
And yeah, this was super fun. I can't speak super intelligently on zodiac stuff. I dabble. Like, I got the CoStar app on my thing. It's how I know my chart. But I'm gonna have to keep watching you guys because it is very interesting to see like other people's perspective on it. And then I will look at, what back in the day when the newspaper would come through, I'd read my horoscope. I was telling Sinead before you joined earlier, like I didn't even like really, I felt like I wasn't a true Scorpio when I was younger. I'd read it and be like, that's not me at all. And now I read it, and the older I get, I'm like, man, that's nailed it. So, and I don't have anything to promote, but like you had mentioned earlier, I am a union worker, and so I'm going through we're striking our asses off. My plant was one of the first ones to go. So we're on week 6, and we're fighting the good fight for fair wages. Fuck corporate greed. Everyone deserves to make a living wage. Everyone deserves to be able to fucking pay their bills and not even have to worry about it. I've been telling my whole family I want to get to a point where I can put everything on automatic payment and not even have to look at my account and worry about it. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. And so, but yeah, support your local union, and shout out to Local 900. That's what I'm a part of.
Solidarity.
So, hell yeah. Hopefully I didn't say anything that's going to get me fired, but
Nope. We'll reiterate
But
without getting her fired. I said Taurus
you
agreed.
better
Okay.
Yeah, that's
not.
right.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that.
Yeah, yep.
I said it.
We
And
dubbed
Sean,
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. Thank you. We had so much fun. We are going to continue the show without you, but it was lovely
but it
having you ladies
won't be
Thank
the
here.
you so
same. It won't be the
much.
It
same.
won't. No, it
Thank
won't be
you
the same.
guys. Nice
We
to meet
appreciate you
you, Starla
guys.
and
Nice
Tanae. Very
meeting
nice to
you.
meet
Nice
you.
to meet
Very
you.
nice.
Much
Bye.
love.
Cassie, I love
Nicole
you.
and Starla, I love you too, Nicole. Thank you for doing this.
No
You
problem.
guys
We'll
have
see
an
you guys.
amazing night.
Thank you, you too.
Too.
Are you gonna get me out of here? Because
Yeah,
I know.
girl.
Okay.
We're gonna do
Yeah,
it.
I don't know
girl.
what to
We're kicking
push.
you out. Don't you worry. Tanae's got it.
Oh my goodness. You right, Coral. Them clowns ain't watching us.
That's true.
Wow. Okay, that was awesome.
That was so
I mean,
awesome. That
it
was
was so awesome.
yes, that was great. It was wonderful to go deep with a couple
Yeah.
of badass Scorpio mamas.
Because we don't do surface
No.
because that's the Scorpio way, which is cool. That's fine.
That's right. Zodiac Challenge doesn't do surface. You got an Aquarius and a Cancer. We're going everywhere with you.
We tried to get it with the Libras, but you know. Just kidding. Okay, well, we're gonna keep going. The show might go a little longer, but you're
It might
gonna
go a little
watch.
longer.
Yeah.
It's okay. We're gonna check in with some Scorpio celebs, right?
Yeah, girl. Okay, so some of mine are a little shallow because I have loved this first person, childhood crush, forever. Since she was Denise Huxtable on The Cosby Show and A Different World. We all know her as Lisa Bonet. She is a lovely Scorpio woman, mom to Zoe Kravitz and two twins with her ex-husband Jason Momoa. But enough about them, about her. I feel that she has some secret, like witchy coven that I want to be a part of.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's her and Cree Summers and Tamara from. I know that they've been like been friends, but I want to be like I don't know. I'll pour their water. I'll drink
Let
from
me
that water. I mean, all of
right.
that. Like
Let me
Lisa Bonet
busboy
is.
at your compound. It's gonna be fabulous.
Yes. Lisa Bonet will forever be a swoon for me.
Respect.
Mm-hmm.
In a very similar vein, also not a childhood crush, but like a teen and beyond crush, continuous lady crush for me, Sierra, a Scorpio queen. The video for Ride by Sierra, I've seen 1,000 times. Like anytime I just needed a good like, whew,
Exactly. Same time.
watch that. No, but she's incredible. She's gorgeous. She's talented. She's a hardworking artist. You know, she's been doing this shit forever. And
Really
now
has.
she leads like a very happy life with Russell Wilson. She's having her third baby with him. She had a baby with that man who was a toxic Scorpio, and we're not gonna worry about him. And she doesn't worry about him either anymore because she leveled up. And
Girl, I think leveled up is like the minimum that the girl did.
yeah, she ascended much scaffolding.
There you go.
Okay,
There you
like
go. I love that. That's what we're gonna call it. What's higher than leveling up?
Sierra,
Ascending the scaffolding.
yeah. Happy birthday to you, early birthday.
So again, my next person, childhood crush, but you know, that's just how I knew I was gay. She had her own reality or her own TV show. Was a part of a talk show and is one of the original Rough Riders from Philly. Eve, give it up. If you don't know who Eve the rapper is,
Get
you know, Pop Red.
out.
But anyways, right. Well, that part too.
I know
But Eve,
we're looking for new fans, but we don't need you. If you don't know who Eve is.
that part.
Sorry.
Eve has been dropping bangers, since been dropping bangers. She is on all the songs. Her, Missy Elliott, Hot Boys, For My People, her and Alicia Keys, Gangsta Lovin', her and Gwen Stefani, Rich Girl. I mean,
Living
like,
below your
girl,
mind.
all of it. Okay, so I'm here for Eve. And then she again ascended the scaffolding and married. I think he's a former race called Rice. He owns a racing company, I think,
Yeah.
Max. But they just had a little boy, Wolf, I think about a year ago.
Oh.
And she is living her best life in England. Like, yeah, she's
Yeah.
listen,
That
child.
man's a billionaire or
Yeah,
something. Good for you, girl.
yeah.
Work
And
if
she
you
had her,
want to or
yeah,
don't. Whatever.
right. She had her own money, but
Exactly. Now she's got some
uh,
of his too. Good for you.
and a
Excellent.
baby. So
Yep.
check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um, this is not a childhood crush, but a guy who I appreciate a little, Stanley Tucci. He's a fun character actor to throw in to a nice 90s or early aughts film. And during the pandemic, he made people feel better by making cocktails at home. And I just think that's nice. It seems nice. Seems like a nice dude. He hasn't gotten Me Too'd. So,
Oh,
Stanley
even
Tucci,
better.
I salute you. Happy
Even
early
better.
birthday.
Yes. Okay, well, you better work. Shantae, you stay and don't fuck it up. That's all I really gotta say. Because if you don't know who that is from them three quotes, get out. My last Scorpio. I mean, I had so many. Like, honestly, there's a bunch of honorable mentions I want to give out. But this last Scorpio, because I have watched their show from the first season, that's when Cassie and I really became homies. We love some RuPaul Charles here at the Zodiac Chatline. RuPaul
Hello.
was the first person, the first drag queen, I believe, to have their own TV show that was on VH1 way back in the day.
Yes.
Has evolved the drag world, or not evolved, transformed the drag world into a national stage presence where we see the queens have shows in Vegas. RuPaul has blown up drag for everyone, and I love it. I love to see them get on stage, even when they're walking down the runway, just a little boop, boop, boop. I'm here for it. And if you've never seen But I'm a Cheerleader, I highly recommend it because RuPaul is not in drag in that.
Oh, excellent movie. So good. Yeah, RuPaul. We'll end with RuPaul because what a fucking king and a queen. Just fucking seriously. Like, he's done more to make drag mainstream than any other drag performer, I would argue.
Yeah.
And if right wingers hate what you're doing something right. So continue to do something right.
We love it.
Mm-hmm.
We love it.
So let's hit this little question. So this one comes to us from the TikTok. And the youths, the Gen Zers of TikTok, love to hit us up with a big three. Break down a big three for me. So this one is from Brenda DeBraga, at Brenda DeBraga. Hey, girl, hey. Can you please do Aquarius Sun, Pisces Moon, Taurus Rising?
Okay, so initially when I was told about this big three, I said, oh, they pretty. Because the Taurus rising is very visually attractive and the Pisces moon is very emotionally attractive. And the Aquarius is just uniquely quirky out there. I think this is actually a really good combination for every placement in its own way. Even if the sun is in detriment in Aquarius, I still think that the Pisces moon and the Taurus rising makes this a super creative person. And probably the mom friend sometimes within her.
I would agree with that. Yeah. I think overall, like, there's some harmony here, right? That Aquarius sun that can be logical and kind of formulaic in how they're looking at things is really aided by the Pisces moon, you know, that encourages Aquarius to be a little dreamy and a little bit more forgiving and a little bit more optimistic and hopeful. And then, yeah, of course, Taurus rising is just super cute, seems really put together. Aquarius suns have a tendency to, I bet this person has really expressive eyes, but that they're able to keep the rest of their face probably pretty stiff. Because both Taurus and Aquarius can hide it.
Poker face. Oh, yeah.
Can poker face.
Every day, all day.
Right. But where I could see, I guess, a watch out is, you know, there's some stubbornness from both the Aquarius and the Taurus, and the Pisces wants to just step back. So if you end up, as people often do, in a position where you're kind of two minds, this person could get stuck real quickly. And we'd have to kind of look at her chart to know other places where she might be able to lean into like some cardinal energy or some fire energy or something in there to kind of like spark movement, because it's a combination where if it gets stuck, it gets really stuck.
It gets muddy too.
Yeah.
And I think that it's great that I'm curious to see how this final eclipse hits.
Yes.
For this person, because it's been on the Taurus Scorpio axis for so long, which did affect all the fixed signs. As we know, it's Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius is also fixed. So I am sure that this person is going to have some much needed relief as soon as this full moon eclipse is over and we are now moving into the other axis of Aries and Libra for the cardinal energy that might have a little. But I think that Brenda Di Braga, you have some pretty harmonious placements as long as you can keep the flow going. I think that's it. It's like, you know, Aquarius is airflow, Pisces is water flow, and Taurus is just stubborn. And then look, I think, yeah, and like it's the rising energy, so I think it plays in the rest of the chart of how that person, I think, is easily perceived as approachable. And sometimes I think that they're like, okay, wait, you're a little too much. Back up just a bit.
I think that this, you know, Brenda, I think that you should lean into your weird ideas and your quirky thoughts and your dreams.
Oh,
and
God, yeah.
You know, having
vivid dreams.
Oh, probably having Aquarius and Pisces energy in your chart puts you at the very end of the zodiac, so you're closer to humanity and the spirit world rather than maybe the day-to-day human interactions. And so if that stuff feels awkward for you, lean into the more idealistic realms and the thought realms, and because that finds some joy.
That puts the sun in the 10th and the moon the 11th. Wow.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for your question. Please keep them coming.
Yes.
We really enjoy doing the big threes, honestly. I think that's probably
it's fun.
Our fun interpretation of the folks. And, you know, if you ever want to come on the show, let us know.
Send us a DM.
So do you want to let the people know before we get to this lovely card what we can expect as far as astrology after this
week, after the eclipse? Yeah, we don't have a ton of craziness. Saturn does go direct, as we mentioned, on November 4th. We have Venus moves from Virgo to Libra on the 8th of November. Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 10th of November, and the new moon in Scorpio is on the 13th of November. So, you know, we're riding it out. We've got Pluto moving direct. We're gonna get Saturn moving direct. That'll be nice too. And we'll be out of eclipse season for a little while, so we'll get a nice little break after that. I think, again, lay low Scorpio season, Sagittarius season will get us our chance to be lit, and fingers crossed for the world, y'all.
Yeah, like Yes, please, y'all try and put out as much positive energy in your own little communities and spheres, and hopefully that will ripple out. Because it is a mess to kind of turn on the news if you watch that or read a paper or whatever. It's just like almost unreal, but we
Yeah.
all know it's like real and not funny. So, but we want to thank our guests for joining us for our Scorpio season. And, you know, before we get out of here, your girl always got to pull a card. This week, we're going to get deeper because you know, why.
You watched this show. That's what we're
The
doing.
Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. It's a very ethereal, I think that's the word I'm looking for, type of deck. It is, yeah, it's out there. So later, Cassie, you let me know.
Shaboy.
Right
Yeah.
there?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Ooh, okay. This is Hyra. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. On the card, it says longing for home, homesick for the stars.
Huh. Interesting. High ref. I don't know. Yeah. I've
Right?
never heard that term.
We're about to find
Mm-hmm.
out. Yeah, these are really out there. Okay. Well, now we know. Oh, this is a good one. Hiraeth is a Welsh word that is difficult to translate,
Okay.
but it
Thank you.
right, of course, Scorpio, right? But it refers to a certain longing or homesickness, a yearning for a home or place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common in the star seeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it is a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to, a place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead to some star seeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find a home in people, communities, and relationships, a journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home, but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on earth. You are being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body. On this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now, to fully commit to living this life right now, to committing to putting 2 feet completely in. The question is, how can you commit more fully to your life?
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel a little called out, but
Same.
in a good
Intense.
way. All
That
right.
was
Okay.
intense. I'm just kidding. Totally prepared. I told you. This is exactly what these cards are here for.
Ah,
They're
I
not
love
service
that.
cards. They're soul cards. So, you know, as appropriate for Scorpio season. But once again, Nicole and Starla, you two lovely ladies were absolutely amazing. We had so much fun. Thank you for sharing none of your secrets or your secret sauce. But we do know that Dave's insanity hot sauce, I believe that's what Starla said, and Nicole said ranch. Spoken like a true Midwesterner. Yes, I said it like that because it's not my thing, but it is her secret sauce. So make sure that you stock up this fall. I'm just
Not
kidding.
gonna lie, I would mix both of those together, and I bet it would be fire on everything.
Says the Cancer. I don't want to separate it. Put it all together. Oh my God. Cassie, happy new Scorpio season coming up.
Thank you.
Blessings for your full moon in Taurus, because we know you'll be fine. Praying for the rest of us.
I will pray for all of you.
And we will be back in about a month for Sagittarius. Taurus season, Sagittarius season. Um, but in the meantime, in between time, guys, keep up with us here on Instagram. This will be on YouTube, and we are on the TikTok. And slowly but surely, you keep seeing my face more than Cassie's, but you know, whatever. But as always, guys, thank you for joining us. Cassie, it's all love. I love you, girl. Wouldn't do this without you. And what? We out here because
Peace.
peace.